Shabbat Shalom, Mashpaka.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to those that are near and dear. Shabbat Shalom to those that are far and watching this channel, supporting the camp through your views and likes and comments and engagement. But most of all, reading your Bibles at home and men of your household, teaching your household's righteousness and establishing that relationship with the Most High God as we are commanded to do by being His people. Yahawah, the so-called Hispanics, Native Indigenous people, and our Southern Kingdom brothers, the so-called African Americans or the melanated people from abroad. But no doubt, the Yahawah as a whole, the Northern and Southern Kingdom, two sticks coming together under the Most High's guidance through instruction of His Word in the Holy Bible, His love letter to us that was left throughout time and generations for us to receive and accept wholeheartedly and open in our households and establish that relationship with the Most High God.
Right.
If I could ask my brother to read Colossians 3:16, or is 3:16? It's 3:16 as our opening precepts. Baba Kasha.
Yep.
The water.
Colossians chapter 3, 16 and 17.
Bring it out.
Let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahawashi, giving thanks to Yahawah and the Father by Him.
Khan, the Water King, and I just want to highlight the last part of that. When I hear it, I want to express it to the people out here in Spokane, where we're bringing out the word that the Most High blessed us with, to wake up and come out and do His will, acceptingly and wholeheartedly, is those two words, word and deed. You know, it reminds me of something that is a modern proverb: actions speak louder than words. Which is, you know, it's a proverb. It can be true. But in this regard to Colossians 3:16, word and deed, faith and works, they have to go together hand in hand, because one without the other is completely dead. And it just, one cannot support the other without the other. So having that word being the word of the Most High, and having those works, having that deed, the works that we do on a daily, and especially this Shabbat, by coming out to the highways and byways and bringing out the word, prophesying to the wind, because clearly if the camera could pan around, you would see there's nobody standing here currently hearing the word. But yet, the word has to come out. The Most High's word has to flood the streets, has to flood the air, so that we know that this word will produce those deeds. Because for those viewing at home, hopefully there's something that you hear in the message, not just from us, but the other prophets that speak the oracles of the Most High, utilizing the word of the Most High, as well as highlighting the example of our Mashiach Yahawashi, of how to do these things properly and wholeheartedly, and resisting wickedness and the evil that this world propagates to us through acceptance or socially acceptable, which we as the 12 Gates Israelites here in Spokane reject the ways of the world and accept the ways of our God, Yahawah. And the example set forth by Yahawah's only begotten Son, our Hamashiach, our King and Savior, Yahawashi. So something that I want to speak on as of current events is, we know things have transpired. I'm unsure of the time exactly, but I seen it this morning when I looked on the TV and the internet. Is the if it is true, of course, is the capture of another leader of another country at the appointing of one leader of the continent that we live on, in the country we are held captive to. And unfortunately, you know, that is the wickedness of this world, where we have people in society, and I will say especially our people in this society, whether they know they're chosen people of the Most High God or not, they find themselves rooting for the wickedness. They find themselves rooting for the works of the devil, because they look at it as their champion. They look at it as a win for themselves. And so when I seen that, my spirit was a little bit aggravated or upset. But as the Proverbs tell us, we need to maintain our spirit so that we don't act out in those emotions. And so by my spirit being aggravated in that sense, the wise thing that I should do was look towards the guidance in the word of the Most High, which is found in the Bible.
Yep.
And so all praise to the Most High that He gave me that wisdom and knowledge and discernment to do so in that current affair understanding or headline with that capturing of two civilized leaders or civilian leaders or whatever you want to call them. So it brought me to the Bible and to understanding, why do people, root for wickedness? Why do people look at wicked deeds done by another human and consider it to be a win for themselves? How you doing there, folks? Hopefully you guys are doing good on this day. If we could give you a piece of literature to take with you on your day, what we're doing is we're reading the Bible and trying to wake up our people to the truth of who we are. And the topic for today is, I'm just trying to get our people to appreciate God and love and embrace Him, as opposed to appreciating other men as our leaders. Because we need to go back to reading the Bible and adhering to the Most High God's Word and adhere to it wholeheartedly. So thank you for taking that. You guys have a blessed day. So in saying that, I want to express my how you doing, sir? Could I ask you to go around? Thank you, sir. I want to express what the Bible tells us in regards to who we shouldn't be admiring, who we should be listening to, whose example we should be following to be righteous, to be in light, to be a true leader of our people by leading them to the Most High God, not leading them to destruction, not leading them to a false prophet, not leading them to a false sense of hope, and not leading them to a false win. So if I could have my brother bring out Matthew chapter 6 and 24, let just, have some words from our Hamashiach Yahawashi.
Matthew chapter 6, starting at verse 24.
Bring it out.
Red letter. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
Khan, the Water King. Thank you
Sir.
for taking that literature, sister. If you have any questions, please check out our YouTube channel, leave a comment, or give us an email. And hopefully have a blessed day. And we're just trying to get our people back to the Most High God, so we feel safe in this wicked world. Have a blessed day. So thank you for bringing that out, brother.
Sir.
And so, again, it's plain as day, and that's what I love about the things that I read. But of course, when I had a wicked worldly mind reading these words, I wouldn't be able to comprehend or understand or even adhere as wisdom or something that I should do. So all praise to the Most High, as always, for blessing me to hear the word, waking up my spirit, and wanting to be obedient and be a servant to our people. That's like our Hamashiach Yahawashi. So it says no man can serve two masters. You know what I mean? And so Yahawashi, he wasn't serving the modern leadership of his time. He was following the leadership of his father, Yahawah.
That's right.
Who the world ignorantly calls simply by a title as being God.
That's right.
God has a name, and it was only given to His people, so that's why it's only out of honor and respect through the Paleo Hebrew that we address Him as such, our God, Yahawah. So Yahawashi is saying that you cannot have two masters. So thinking of the modern headline, I'm not gonna root for wickedness and evil. How you doing, sir? Did you have any questions on what you're seeing? Okay, my brother's going to give you a piece of literature, and what we're doing is we're reading the Bible and trying to get God's people back to obedience.
That's right.
In the Bible, it tells us, if we read and have the spiritual eyes and ears to understand who God's chosen people are. And so it is through our understanding that the northern and southern kingdom, who are commonly referred to today as native indigenous people or Hispanics or Latinos, as well as the broad mischaracterization of black people or so-called African Americans. But we look at our people as what God calls them. So in the Bible, it refers to God's people as being the nation of Israel, descendants of Jacob, but as being the 12 tribes of Israel. And so each tribe represents a modern people. So that's what we're doing, is we're just trying to get our people to go back. Do you read the Bible? Do you have a belief system? Okay. All right. Have a good day, sir. Thank you for taking that. If you have any questions, reach out to us.
Shalom.
So in saying that, we can't have two masters. And so me and my brothers here, we know who our master is. Our master is the Most High God.
That's
He
right.
gave us a king, his only begotten son, Yahawashi.
That's right.
Yahawashi lived and walked here on earth to show us that obedience to the Father is possible. And so we follow that example. But we know that example was handed down through the Most High God. So that is who our master is,
That's
the Most High God, Yahawah. And we follow that example through his only begotten living son on this earth, Yahawashi.
Right.
So we don't look at world leaders sitting on benches, sitting on councils, sitting on in immaculate houses who write laws or letters to Congress and other. We don't look at these other men as our masters. You know, they may make laws in the societies that we live in that we have to adhere to because the Most High God tells us.
God.
You know, be at peace with all men if possible. So of course we're going to do what we need to do to survive in this captivity. But also in this captivity, we obey the laws of the Most High God first.
That's right.
And He gives us that hedge of protection to navigate through this captivity successfully without having that strain of what am I doing or what I should do, because it's all written right here in the Bible. And that's what I'm trying to get our people to understand. Read the Bible, get that instruction, and get that proper navigation through this wicked world so you're not confused as to who your master is.
That's right.
Because those who are destroyed for lack of knowledge, especially our people, they are confused as to who their master is, and that is why they find themselves rooting for evil. That is why they find themselves under the delusion that they're winning because they see their societal leader as being oppressive on another people. That is not your win. That is your delusion. And it's high time that we wake up out of that delusion and realize who the true power is. And all praise the Most High for getting me and my brothers on an equal yoke. And earlier today, Episcopos Uriel brought out a little conversation for us here to understand. How you doing, miss? Can we give you a piece of literature to take with you? Oh. Okay, it's okay. Thank you. And hopefully the Most High God touches your spirit and wakes you up out of that stupor that we're living in. You know, it's not just one person or people that we see, but we see it in the spirit. We see when people are suffering from evil spirits that have taken them over. So, you know, we hope that the will of the Most High takes place in all our people's lives and their spirits awaken. 2/3 will be destroyed, unfortunately, but we don't want to see our people destroyed. If we can see our people wake up to the truth and be healed through the word, then all praise the Most High. Let His will be done. I will not pray against the will of the Most High. So if He has ordained somebody to be wicked or somebody to be destroyed, so be it. It is the Most High's will, and His understanding is not my understanding. And I love the Most High, and I accept what He has preordained in this world.
That's right.
So Salakia, thank you for bringing out that Matthew 6:24, basically saying, know who your master is. And I'm telling Yasharallah, I'm telling the northern and southern kingdom, I'm telling the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native indigenous people, the Most High God Yahawah is your master. Observe, obey, be obedient. Don't root for wickedness. Don't root for the puppet. Bring it out, King.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 14 and 15.
Wake him up!
Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord, the God of hosts, shall be with you as ye have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. it may be that the Lord God of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph.
God, the water king, playing upon tables. Playing upon tables, good and evil. What are you going to choose? And what's that other precept of lukewarm? Bring out that for me if you don't mind, King. Because good and evil. There's one master for evil and there's one master for good. Who are you going to root for? Choose life, don't choose darkness. Or choose life, don't choose death.
That's right.
Choose the light, don't choose darkness. But how do we know? Right here in the Bible. That's the wisdom, that's guidance, that's instruction. Bring it out, King Baba.
John, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 15 and 16.
Wake him up!
Get out.
I know thy works, that thou art neither hot, Salakia, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou were cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out my mouth.
Khan, the water king. Don't ride the line. Don't sit on the fence with one leg straddled on each side. If you're going to be wicked and evil, be wicked and evil. Accept your destruction. It is what it is. But if you want to be good and you want to be righteous, you want to walk in the light, then do so. Understand you're going to fall. That's okay. That's what we're here for, to lift our people up.
That's right.
So we could walk together, so we could all carry this burden together. It's not a race. It's a marathon. We got to endure to the end. I'm not saved just because I say the name of Yahawashi or say the name that the world ignorantly knows him by as Jesus. I'm not saved because of that. Only when we endure will we know if we're saved.
Right.
God.
So that's why we got to be hot or cold. If you want to be wicked, be wicked. It is what it is. You're going to get destroyed. But if you want to be good, then do your best. Read. Adhere. Be obedient. Study. Learn. Use discernment. Use the wisdom of the Most High God to navigate through this wicked world.
That's
and
right
see
on.
it for what it is.
God.
Don't root for evil. Don't root for the destruction of your own people. Don't think because you're a citizen of one society that a civilian of another society is your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High, He has ordained these nations to be who they will be. Yahawashi, when He comes back, He will separate the sheep from the goats. We know who our brothers and sisters are and our mothers are because they had followed the law, statutes, commandments, paraphrasing what's written in the Bible. That's who my brother and my sisters are.
God,
These are my brothers because they obey the word of the Most High God.
That's right.
The Most High God has created a family. We need to start recognizing that family through our words and our deeds together, through the Spirit, through the guidance and instruction of the Most High God. So, Tawada King, will you bring out? Did you have a precept you want to bring out, King? Okay. If you want to get 2 Chronicles 32 and 8, Baba Kasha. Khan. And I'll give a quick little testimony for myself. I remember the first time I went to jail, a homie had told me, hey, you want to read the Bible? And I was like, man, nah, man. And truthfully, honestly, I didn't tell him, but in my mind, I was afraid to read the Bible because I knew I was enjoying my wickedness. I knew I was embracing the dark. I knew I was embracing the evil and wicked ways through gang life and through the street politics. So I didn't want to read the Bible because I was afraid that it might change or alter my mindset. And looking back on that now, I would have been lukewarm like a mofo. I wouldn't have been hot or cold. And the Most High would have been, exactly what He said, spit me out. And even now, I don't want to be lukewarm.
Right.
I don't gang politics. I ain't worried about what's happening in the streets. I'm not rooting for wickedness. I'm not putting down my brothers and sisters just because they come from another continent. I'm not putting down my brothers and sisters because they come from the east side, the west side, north side, or south side. My people are my people, and I love them, and I want to offer them true love, which is rebuke through the word.
That's right.
I want to embrace them and see them succeed in life through the power of the Most High God, Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. Salakia.
That's 2 Chronicles 32 and 8.
Khan.
2 Chronicles chapter 32 and verse 8.
Yeah.
With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us and to fight our battles. And the people rested themselves upon the words of Hezekiah, king of Judah.
Khan, the water king.
Khan.
And the imagery that I seen this morning that made me think of this precept was there were people that were in that other continent with their phones videotaping the sky and seeing these rockets, bullets, or whatever weapons that were being used to attack these people. And that's what it made me think of. You know, because you have people who live in this society and see that because that's not happening in their neighborhood, but another country or another society, and they're rooting for that. And they're like, yeah, that's my win. That's my country. That's my leadership. That's my army. That's my win. That's not your win.
That's right.
That's a win for wickedness, because we don't know why that leadership is choosing to attack that other leadership. You know what I mean? And it could be for a wicked reason.
That's right.
But truth be told, the Most High God is working through all of that. The Most High God creates good and evil.
That's right.
So it is what it is, but that doesn't mean that I am going to root for wickedness. That does not mean I am going to root for evil. So seeing those weapons being hurled at these people, that does not make me want to root for them. And that's why this precept, because he's saying you have people who look towards another man as being their weapon, as being their guidance, as being their leadership, basically. But then that precept also goes on to say, from the stance and the perspective and point of view of Yasharallah, our ancestors, we look towards the Most High God as our protection. We look at the Most High God, Yahawah, folks, as the one who will protect us.
That's right.
Bring it out, King.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 17 and 18.
Wake them up.
Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth,
There you go.
and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth, lest the Lord see it and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him.
That's
King.
right.
And that sums it up perfectly again. Make it plain upon tables. You know what I mean? This isn't a hard formula to figure out. This isn't a trick question we're trying to make people stumble on in their journey. All we're doing is we're reading the Bible. We're calling God's people back to Him, back to His voice, back to His obedience.
That's right.
We're asking our people, we're pleading with our people. Wake up. Realize who you are. Because when that happens, when the Most High sees that we are being obedient, He will send His Son back to redeem us and bring true peace back to this world. That is who I root for, righteousness. The Most High God, Yahawah, that is who I root for as my shield and buckler. That is who I root for as my protector. His judgment is righteous judgment. Bring it out, King.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring. Like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. If I may,
Bring it out,
I
King.
just want to elaborate that the point of the matter is that we shouldn't look upon the destruction of the enemy as something to be joyous over necessarily, because the Most High wants us to understand that His judgments come full circle. Okay, we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and say the problem. Remember, judgment has to begin with the house of God, which is you Israelites, which is us Israelites, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans.
That's right.
Now, there's nothing wrong with praying to the Most High for the downfall of those that have persecuted us and oppressed us throughout the ages. But rejoicing over the sufferings of another, God is not pleased with. He said that He wishes that none would perish.
That's right.
But His judgment is going to come forth because wickedness is prevailing in this earth. So when we look at one's wickedness and point the finger, we better be pointing at ourselves first.
That's right.
Bring that out. And that's the truth of the matter, folks. And that's what woke up my spirit, or agitated my spirit, to bring this out. Because I want to speak through the oracles of the Most High God. This isn't my perception. This isn't my wisdom. This isn't my ideology. I'm not holier than thou, but I am holy from wickedness because I am set apart from that. I work towards being set apart from wickedness. So that's why I want to help wake up the people who need that help, who need that guidance. Because the word is for those who are in need of a physician. Not the people who are without sin, but those who are in sin.
Right.
And that is all of us, basically.
Right.
Especially the Most High God's people. Because we are supposed to be the light to the world, to show them this is how you be obedient to the Most High God.
That's
You want
right.
to bring that out, Jeremiah 17 and 5, Papa Shah?
Jeremiah 17 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
Thus said the Lord, curse be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord.
God. And the Most High says right there, cursed be the man that make flesh his arm. And what is that curse? It could be a myriad of things, multiple things. Being continually in that delusion of being in that wicked world. You know what I mean? That's a horrible curse to stay, to have the scale over your eyes this whole time and never wake up out of that sleep. That's a horrible curse. But unfortunately, a lot of people will be stuck in that curse because they choose to make man their flesh, their arm. Strong delusion. And whose heart departeth from the Lord. And what is the heart? The heart is the mind.
That's right.
The mind that refuses to listen to the Most High God, the Lord. Cursed be that man. But blessed be the one that be obedient.
Right.
Blessed is the man who reads. Blessed is the man who studies. Who adheres, who's obedient.
Look him up, Mark.
We're trying to get our people back to righteousness. And it's right here in the Bible, folks. If I could turn to it to find that guidance to help navigate through this life and turn from wickedness, my old ways, then blessed be the Most High's will that it happens to you too.
That's right.
You want to get 2 Samuel 22 and 3?
Yes, sir. 2 Samuel 22.
22 and 3. And I don't want to make it too long, family, but the gist of the matter is this. We need to go back to being obedient to the Most High God.
That's right.
Root for righteousness. You want to be a cheerleader? Cheerlead for good. Because if you want to be a cheerleader for wickedness and darkness and evil, then accept what you got coming to you. But I'm here to tell you, be righteous. Choose the light. Root for the Most High God. Accept His will. But don't rejoice in the destruction of others. Because it was at one point in time us that was under that destruction. And I don't think anybody that was feeling oppression felt good about other people rejoicing for our downfall.
That's right. 2 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 23.
Wake him up!
Howbeit he refused to turn aside, wherefore Abner with the 2 Samuel 2 and 23.
Oh, sorry, 22.
Oh, 22.
Salakia,
2
King.
and 3.
My bad. Appreciate it. Salakia.
2 Samuel 22.
And I'm just thankful that the word can come out.
That's right.
And I'm just thankful that I don't have to live in fear no more about where I'm at or watching my back. Because when you're under the Most High God's protection, you know what I mean? You accept what's coming. That's what
right.
it is.
God. 2 Samuel chapter 22 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
The God of my rock, in him will I trust. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation. My high tower and my refuge. My Savior, thou savest me from violence.
The Water King, and I'm going to end it with that because, you know, that puts the truth to what the truth is. The Most High God is our rock.
That's right.
He's our tower. We need to find refuge in Him. But how do we get to that rock? How do we get to that tower? How do we get behind that wall of protection? If you want to get to a destination, don't you use a map?
That's right.
You don't just walk in darkness and hope that you find the exit. So that's why I express the importance of reading the Bible. If you're feeling down, God, blind leading the blind, and that's what it is when you follow another man as your leader. The blind leading the blind because they don't know, so how are you going to know?
Right.
But with the Bible, this is our map, folks. The word of the Most High God. These are our instructions. The example the only begotten Son of the Most High God, Yahawah, being Yahawashi. That is the living example that we need to follow so that we could get to that rock.
That's right.
And get that protection. Got a precept, King? Bring it out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 24 and 25. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
That's right.
The water, King. And in those words, it paints an image in my head, and I always feel to express it in a way that people understand. And so when it says build a house, it's not saying gather up or go get your Lowe's card and go to the Lowe's and buy your materials and go to God's house and build your house. It's speaking of words and deeds. That is how you build your house in the safety of the Most High. By being obedient day after day, that is how you pay your mortgage or your rent, to be in that protection of the Most High God.
That's right.
Because if you want to be wicked and evil, the Most High God is gonna kick you right out of his kingdom.
Right.
Just like when it was talking about hot and warm, lukewarm, gonna spew you out. But that is the imagery that gets painted in my head when I read these words. I see how easy it could be, how easy it is done to be obedient. Simply adhere to the word of God. If he tells us to grow a beard, we grow a beard. If he tells us to wear fringes, we wear fringes.
Right.
If he tells us to observe the high holy days where every man of Israel will be present, we will observe those days and we will be present.
That's right.
If he tells us to abstain from unclean food, we do our best to abstain from unclean food.
That's right.
Granted, there's some things made in this wicked world through trickery that's put in our food that we are unaware of. But again, we will grow in that righteousness the more we are obedient.
That's right.
So that's my message for the day, folks. Don't root for wickedness. Don't root for the downfall of your people, of other people. Just root for the Most High God and try to uplift your people and walk together. Amos 3:3.
That's right. Actually, I got it, King, right here.
Bring it out, King. There you go.
Yeah, that's perfect timing. I thought too.
Well, Most High is perfect, man. Most High is perfect.
God, this is Amos chapter 3, starting from the top. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
All right, Tawada, King. Tawada. So Tawada tomorrow, Akim, for coming out on Shabbat and standing strong with us and bringing out the word, standing bold as lions and just being examples of being servants like our Hamashiach, like our King, Yahawashi.
Yes, sir.
And doing the work. Words and deeds.
Ah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Mashallah. From Yashala.
From Yashala.
All praises to the Most High.
God, mighty word, King.